Hello, lovelies. This is 5 Minute Manifesting, and I'm your host, Lovey Brown. Thank you so much for listening. I'm thrilled that you're here. I think I have my podcast equipment sorted. So today I want to talk about manifesting with you. I have missed you so much. And today I want to tell a success story of a client of mine that I was coaching who successfully manifested an outcome that he was seeking. So, some months ago, earlier this year, at the beginning of the year, I had a client who was manifesting a particular job. And this client really wanted this job, and he ended up not getting it. And so we had a session, and he came to me after he didn't get the job that he wanted. And was pretty devastated that he didn't get the job and really didn't see hope that he could ever get it in the future. And my first piece of advice to him, this was about 6 months ago, was first of all, it's never completely over. It may look like it's completely over, but it never is completely over. And so he was like, but the person that got the job, he has no reason to ever leave. He's set up to be in this until he can retire for years and years and years, long after I'm going to be gone from this organization. And so I don't see a way forward. And I was like, I totally understand that. I understand that it appears as if, there's not that the person that got the job, that he could just stay in it for a long time and you don't have another shot. I get that it could look that way, but we don't know what's going to happen. But what we do know is your goal. What we know is what you want to focus on and what you want to become and manifest into your life. So don't accept that it's over and still focus on that end goal. Live in the end. Put your focus there. But also he was dealing with a lot of struggles around his self-worth and that sort of thing because he didn't get the job, sort of really living into it. And it's like, this is just another piece of advice that's not manifesting advice. It's just advice that I share pretty frequently. And that is getting a job or not getting a job in the 3D reality. You don't know the circumstances around that unless you are the actual decision maker. And even then, factor in some other things. And even if you're making the decision, you don't often know what factors are influencing you on a subconscious level. And so I was like, you should never take that personally. If there's some, things to critique about your performance in the interview, say, fine, go ahead, work on your interview skills, work on your resume, work on whatever in the 3D reality to get the result that you want. But you shouldn't take, especially even if it's a specific person, no matter what the situation is, don't take rejection or the situation personally, because you don't know really the factors of that moment and what it could lead to in manifesting in the future. So in this particular case, the person that got the job ended up leaving just a few months into it. That person decided it wasn't the role for him. He wanted to take a different role somewhere else. He actually ended up getting a raise somewhere else, and he left. And I immediately thought of this person and I was like, there it is. Yeah, this is the manifesting. This is what we're working on. And so I worked with him for several weeks and he successfully got the job. He manifested the job. So even if something takes a longer timeline than you anticipate that it will, even if you initially heard, no, this isn't going to work, you didn't get the job, you didn't get XYZ, you didn't get the thing, it doesn't mean a no forever. You still can live in the end of what you want. You can still put your focus where you want it to be. Now, another thing that this client did that I encourage you to do is also get to a place of peace about whatever is happening in the 3D. and really focus on loving yourself and focusing on what you want. And from that place, live your life, do your stuff, right? But don't give up on what you want and don't take things personally. And then you get to choose where you put your focus in your internal world. And you can make peace with the 3D reality as it is currently in this moment. And it can change. It can change really quickly. It can change more quickly than you think it probably will. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for listening. May you manifest exactly what you want. I hope that with my podcast equipment sorted, I will be back with you every single day. Thanks. I'll talk to you later. Bye.